In today's episode, I'm taking a look at another flanker in the Evoke line of fragrances from Middle Eastern brand Ajmal. This is Evoke Silver, and it reminds me quite a lot of an expensive niche fragrance that's quite popular. But to find out which one I'm talking about, as well as everything else you need to know about this one, stay tuned to this episode of Mags Frags. Yes, hello again and welcome to this latest episode of Mags Frags, where it's the fragrance that's the star of the show. My name's Paul and today's scent of the day is Evoke Silver for him, which was launched in 2016 and comes in an eau de parfum concentration. And one thing that I forgot to mention in my previous Evoke reviews is that there's also a women's variant with a very similar looking bottle design. And when you are buying these online, it is very easy to pull the trigger on the wrong one like I did in this instance. The men's Evoke version will always be in a square bottle, and the women's one will be in a slightly slimmer oblong shaped bottle. These are two totally different scents, so definitely be careful when ordering because some sites don't actually state whether it's the men's or the women's variant. But back to this one, and this is a spicy amber fragrance, and this is a 100ml size bottle, and it cost me £28.80 from the Malite website, but with shipping I ended up paying £32 for it. Okay, so into the presentation, and the box comes in a silver satin finish, and it has like a textured embossed pattern on the front. We've also got the name of the fragrance, the name of the house, and also the size and concentration, which is all printed in a matte black colourway. At the top is the usual Ajmal logo, and then around the back is where you'll find all your product information, as well as this little Emirates quality emblem at the bottom. Finally, on the base of the box is where you'll locate the batch code and the barcode, and the batch code on this one is 786783A. The bottle design is very similar to the other Evoke flankers in terms of its shape, but this time it comes in a mirrored chrome finish, which may give away the first clue to the fragrance that it's actually inspired by. I'm not going to lie, it is a bit of a nightmare for picking up fingerprints, so it's not the best if you've got a bit of OCD like me. On the front again is the name of the fragrance and also the name of the house, and you get the usual little side indents that just make it really easy to hold when you're spraying it. There's a plastic click-on cap, and again the atomizer on this is really good, and overall the presentation is super high quality on this. It just feels really well made and it just looks very elegant and stylish. Okay, so into the note breakdown, and the top notes in this are cardamom and bergamot. In the heart we've got violet, olibanum and orange blossom, and the base notes are amber, musk and cedar. Okay, so this one opens up fairly bright and refreshing for the first few minutes with that zesty tart bergamot and also the green cardamom combining to produce a sparkling, citrusy and slightly spicy introduction to the scent. You will also notice a mild, airy, outdoor type of greenness after the initial spray, but this is only quite fleeting, and it's not long before tons of ambery sweetness comes through, which is joined by some wild floral notes, and you are going to get a very strong resemblance to Pegasus by Parfums de Marly. This is maybe not quite as sweet or as smooth as the Parfums de Marly version due to not including a vanilla note in the base and also the creamy almond in the heart of the scent that you get in Pegasus. But it's definitely 85% or 90% similar in my opinion. It's a nice, clean, soapy smelling fragrance that has an outdoor breezy kind of freshness, and it's kind of like just smelling some clean laundry that's on a washing line blowing in the wind. It does also have a metallic quality, so depending on how your brain interprets what it's actually smelling, you may get more of this metallic kind of resinous aroma. And I've described this scent DNA in the past as being like one of those optical illusions where two different people get two totally opposing results from it. And I personally have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this particular scent DNA, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. The far dry down is where it starts to go off in a slightly different direction, and you get more of a musky, woody accord with this one including the cedar and the musk note, as opposed to the milky sandalwood and the sweet vanilla notes found in Pegasus. It's not what I'd describe as a totally mass appealing fragrance, and some people will definitely find it a bit of a challenge to get used to it at first, but it is definitely well worth picking up and trying out for yourself and seeing what you think of it. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty versatile fragrance because it is fairly bright and it is going to be great to wear in the springtime and possibly early summer. But because it also does include some ambery sweetness, it'd also work pretty well in the cooler months, maybe during autumn time. It's not one I'd personally choose to wear in the high heat of summer or during the depths of winter, but during kind of those middle seasons, I would say that this one really shines. In my opinion, it gives more of a relaxed daytime vibe than it does a night out scent, but like I say, it is versatile enough to wear for pretty much any situation, anytime, anywhere. In terms of age range, for me, this has more of a slightly more mature quality, so it's probably going to be better suited to men over the age of 30. And even though I think women could pull this one off quite easily, for me it does project more of a masculine scent profile. The performance on this is pretty good, and you get a very strong projection for the first hour or two, and it does cut through the air and leave a nice decent scent trail. It lasts probably 4 to 5 hours before you stop detecting it, and it's one that I would give myself just a few extra sprays on my clothes just to keep it going for a little bit longer. It's definitely not quite as long lasting as the original Pegasus, and when I tested them side by side, the Parfums de Mali did outperform this by a significant few hours, and it just seemed to project off the skin quite a bit more. But at almost 10 times the price, I wouldn't expect anything less. Okay, so in summary, this is a pleasant smelling, decent quality fragrance in its own right. There's good value for money, and if you enjoy Pegasus, then you'll get a familiar kind of vibe, and it's definitely in a similar ballpark. However, it does bring a little bit of its own woody, musky character, so it's not an out-and-out clone as such. And overall, I'd give this a respectable 8 out of 10. If you want a more accurate Pegasus clone that's more long-lasting and even £10 cheaper, then I'd still recommend you try and get your hands on a bottle of Craze by Armaf, which is still an absolute beast in my opinion. Okay, so that's about it for this latest episode, and tomorrow is the final day that I'll be discussing Ajmal fragrances for a while, because I am going to get back to reviewing some more Western designer ones. But to finish off this little series, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on the original Evoke for him that comes in the clear bottle design. So if you are interested to know what this one's all about, then don't forget to tune in to tomorrow's review. And if you've got any value from this video or any of the other ones in this little series and found them useful in any way, then please don't forget to give them a thumbs up and maybe even subscribe to the channel. It's also great to hear your opinions, your thoughts and your critiques on all of the fragrances that do feature in these reviews, so don't forget to keep your comments coming down in the comments section and let me know what your thoughts are on all these types of fragrances. So once again, thank you very much for tuning into this latest episode. Stay safe, keep smelling fresh, and I'll see you tomorrow for the final instalment. Bye bye for now.